Guys, look what I went and picked up today. Happy Fearless release day. It is so crazy how thick this book is. I am so excited to read it. I cannot wait. I've already read the prologue, so I'm officially on chapter 1. But let's read Fearless by Lauren Roberts, the last one in the trilogy, which is just crazy. It's actually finished up now. I started Powerless 2 days ago now, and I'm about 300 pages in, and I am so addicted to this book. I am gonna be honest, the first book, Powerless, I was not very hooked on, honestly. Like, it was just way too much like Hunger Games and Divergent and the Red Queen, and I was like, there's really not anything that's unique about this book, and I honestly didn't get the hype. I thought the writing was kind of cheesy, like the nicknames were cheesy, the dynamic was cheesy. I still liked it, but I was like, all right, this isn't my favorite. And then Reckless came out, and Reckless I was like loving, and I got obsessed with it. And I was like, okay, this is starting to feel different. It's starting to feel like Lauren Roberts is getting her footing like in writing fantasy and all of those things. So I didn't have the highest hopes for Fearless. I was like, I honestly don't know what this one is gonna look like, what it's gonna be like. Maybe it'll be better than Reckless, but like, we'll see. And I am hooked. I am so pleasantly surprised with how good this book is. I am so addicted, and I think I said when I read Powerless that Lauren Roberts is definitely an author to watch, because I have a feeling that her fantasy writing is going to get better and better and better as she keeps writing. And this just feels like the first one. It's like when you read Throne of Glass and you get to the third one and you're like, okay, this is starting to hit hard, things are changing, the fantasy elements are getting so much better. And that's how this is feeling. Like, it's starting to feel like she's building out the world more, the characters are more developed. And honestly, I am way more obsessed with Paden and Kai than I have been this entire series. Like, Reckless, I was like, okay, but Powerless, I was like, way too cheesy, not a fan, don't really get it. And then Reckless, it's like more enemies to lovers and like betrayal and all those elements. But I was still kind of like, let's hold our horses. Why is this so rushed? But this one, it's like they've established all these things, and I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to spoil the plot. Also, there is a train going through right now, and just fun fact about me, I absolutely hate trains, so I'm a little annoyed about that. If you can hear it, I am so sorry. And of course, now that I say that, it's gone. So anyway, this one though is starting to feel so strong. I want to be really careful because it is the final one in the trilogy, so I don't want to give too many like spoilers or details. But at the end of this video, I'm going to have my spoilers and my thoughts while I was reading. So for those of you that have not read it yet or have not read Powerless yet, but you're really curious or you're interested, you can watch a majority of this video without any spoilers. But for those of you that have read it, that just finished Fearless, or you're reading it or whatever, watch the spoiler section because I am gonna get into it. I am so close to being done with Fearless. I'm on page 510, and I know this book ends in the 500s. I believe it ends in like the 550 area. So I was wrong. There's 588 pages, so got quite a ways to go. I am just so blown away by this one. It is so good, and I've honestly been super addicted, wanting to binge it, which are both really good signs. But I feel like now I'm at a spot where things are kind of getting resolved quickly and they're not actually over. Like, I still have 50 pages, but I'm kind of falling off of it a little bit. Like, I feel like there was all of this stuff happening, this rising action, and then the climax is a little disappointing. But we will see how I feel at the end, because that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. But I also don't know if I was like distracted while I was reading or a little bit thrown off by like other things and it's not actually the book's fault, it's my fault. I don't know, but I'm gonna finish it today and let you guys know my thoughts. I just finished Fearless, and overall I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It's very close to a 5-star read, very, very close, but there were still some moments that were cheesy, and I do think that everything resolved so well. Everything was explained well. If you want all of my full opinions and review, then you can watch the spoiler at the end, but if you don't want any spoilers, then don't watch that. I wouldn't recommend. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this book. It was so good. I was so addicted. I actually really loved Kai and Peyton's relationship in this one. And the other ones, I was not very invested. I thought it was really cheesy. I didn't really care for them. But this one, I absolutely love them. And their time on the ship is probably my favorite part of this book. That, and then the ending after a certain event happens. I just loved the writing in those parts. I loved the way that it all worked out. 4 stars. I'm done with the Powerless trilogy, which is so sad now, but I'm really excited to see what else Lauren Roberts writes, because I just think she is going to get better and better as time goes on, and this series, like every single book, has gotten better. So I'm just really excited. I think she's definitely going to be a fantasy go-to for me, and I can't wait. If you haven't read it yet, be sure to check it out. Follow my Bookstagram, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Or if you're staying for the spoilers, stick around. My spoilers. Okay, so I am currently almost 300 pages in, and so far I am thinking that Peyton is like the long lost princess that we're getting in Edric's point of views, because first of all, I love so much that we're getting the king's POV from like before all this stuff happened, and like before the boys were even, like Kai wasn't even born yet. But I have this theory that Peyton is Kit's sister, because the king is like talking about his wife and he describes how she has freckles and these blue eyes, and we all know that Kai is obsessed with Peyton's eyes and then her freckles on her face. And then he is talking about, the king is talking about how much he loves his wife, he's going to visit her, and she's pregnant with their second child together, and it's a girl, and she's ordinary, she doesn't have powers. And right before she gives birth, and there's like the second POV of the king and the queen, the king is jealous and he notes this flower on top of the queen's jewelry box. So I feel like Peyton and Kit could be half brother, half sister, because they share a mother, but the mother cheated on the king, and that is Peyton's father. So we don't actually know who Peyton's father is. At least I have no like theories or guesses. I'm guessing that Peyton is Kit's long lost sister, but she's not related to Kai because they don't share a father. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I'm like reading and I'm just processing, and then I'm like, okay, so Peyton can't marry Kit if it comes out that they're half siblings, because ew, like that's not okay. And then she could be with Kai, and that's how I think all this is gonna wrap up, but we don't know. I also just finished the part where they're like on the boat together and they're sailing to the other kingdom to like basically create peace with them, restore their connection with them. And I loved that part so much. It was so good. Like, I just cannot believe, like, the series has blown me away. This book has blown me away. Like, the rest of the series has not even really been prevalent for me. Like, I don't really think about it at all, and I haven't been like obsessed with it or hooked on it. Honestly, I didn't even like pre-order Fearless because I was like, I'll just get it and like read it eventually because I have the other 2 books. And I have the conflict because I love this book so much that I don't want to stop reading it. It's so good, it's addicting. But at the same time, like, I want to know what happens. I want to know if my theory is correct. So let's get back to reading and see what we find out. And spoilers, I was so right about what was gonna happen in this book, and I just, every time you get the king's point of view, it just adds so much to like the background and the things that happen in book 1 and 2. And it's like, was she planning this the whole time? Or with this one, did it just work out where she was like, you know, I can add this stuff? I don't know. I would love to know if she did plot this all the entire time. I feel like she probably did. But at the same time, it's like it all just comes together in this book, and it's so good. I just read the part where Calum admits that he is her father, which I also kind of guessed, and I had a bad feeling about him from the beginning. Like, from book 1, I was like, why does she just trust this man? Like, we know how things go with a resistance. We know how things go when you rebel. And there was just something about him that I didn't trust, but I was like, is he gonna be bad, or am I just used to like the normal plot, you know? So finding out that he's bad, I wasn't surprised, but finding out that he was her father, I was kind of guessing because of the rose that she had and then the connection with him in the garden. But then I also just felt like he was the obvious choice, although I didn't know how that all played out with his relationship with the king and things like that. So I wasn't really surprised. I kind of saw that coming, but it's still good. And I did not see it coming that Paedon and Kit would actually get married, but now that's disgusting because they are half siblings. And I don't understand why they are now in the slums doing like their second wedding. That's the part that I left off of last night. And I'm like, why wouldn't they just cancel? Or like, I mean, I guess they have to do that, but couldn't they also just say that Paedon is the long lost princess and also is able to claim the throne? I don't know, but I was kind of like, I don't know, they're all like, we don't know what to do now, like how do we get through this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, she's literally the lost princess. Like, I don't know, I just feel like the Ordinaries would also appreciate that too. So I'm like, does she really need to marry Kit? And also, like, why did Calum want them to get married knowing that they were half siblings? Like, that part is weird to me. I'm hopeful that that resolves, because I'm like, that, why would that be like his plot? That's really gross. And I could see him, well, actually it doesn't even make sense like why he would want Paedon to be on the throne or queen, because he also doesn't like Ordinaries either, because Paedon killed the woman he was in love with. So I don't really understand his motivation, I guess, now that I'm processing, but we still have some time, so let's finish this book and see what we think. So, full thoughts of this book that I just finished. Overall, I mean, this book was incredible. I am so sad, and I feel like the climax of like Kit becoming evil and then Kit being killed really fell flat for me. Like, I feel like it could have been more, and it could have been like longer, and there could have been more action around those parts, and then there just wasn't. So I am a little disappointed by that, because I feel like she is really good at writing the romance parts and the action when it comes to like Kai and Paedon. But then when it comes to like the villain characters, betrayal, like those things, it just gets resolved really fast. And I also don't understand why Kit needed Paedon to deliver the roses, but then the crew tried to kill Paedon on the way, or maybe I'm wrong and it was on the way back, but I think it was on the way there, which I'm like, that shouldn't have been the case, because Kit needed her to deliver the roses, even though he still wanted her to be killed. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that. Now I'm trying to remember, but overall, I mean, this book was incredible. I absolutely love Kai and Peyton at the end and the life that they have, and Kai's a king, and of course we get a happy ending. Like, did we expect anything less? Honestly, no. I knew it was going to be a happy ending, and the fact that they were related, it just all worked out. I did not expect that Kit was going to become like full-blown evil. I trusted him the whole time, and I kind of thought we would get a redemption arc with him. I didn't realize that he was going to be killed and he was taking the plague and already becoming evil. So that made me really sad. The grief after Kit's murder is just so palpable, and like you can feel it. Like, I felt like I was grieving with them. And also the writing at those parts is just so beautiful. Like, the way that Peyton and Kai like comfort each other and spend time together is just so sweet. It was so good. And then the 5 years later just absolutely melted my heart. It is the cutest thing ever. I can't believe that Blair is still alive. Like, really, we couldn't have just killed her. But then again, it just shows that like Peyton isn't as bad as she thought she was. But I'm like, Blair could just be dead, you know? Like, we get it, Peyton's healed, but also I think she could have got revenge. Like, I think that was fine, but she's alive, so whatever. And then the very ending, Adina and her boy, I'm blanking on his name, I don't remember what it is, but that is just so sweet. Like, they're all together waiting for Peyton and waiting for Kai, and that just melted my heart as well. I don't like that Kit is just like suffering, but I guess he's like reflecting on everything and like choosing basically how he wants to handle and process everything in the afterlife. But just such a beautiful ending. Like, they're all together, it's all so sweet, and it's officially over. So yeah, this was a great conclusion. Overall, this book has a special place in my heart. I don't know about the entire trilogy just because, again, I didn't like Powerless. I didn't really like Powerful. Reckless was better, but this by far has been the best one. So that is my spoiler thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below what you thought about this series or this book, because it was amazing. And Lauren Roberts is definitely on my watch list for more fantasy reads, because I think she is going to be a great fantasy author. She's already starting to be one, so it's great. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.